Senator Hatch?
Well, thank you, Senator. Now, I know that many retailers are migrating towards secure point-of-sale terminals capable of processing chip and PIN transactions. Yet I've heard that some credit cards will only require chip and signature, not chip and PIN. Now, why would that be the case, especially when a chip and PIN credit card would be more secure for in-store purchases? And anybody who cares to answer that, I'd just throw it to all of you.
Senator, is my understanding today, the standards have been set for chip-enabled card technology. The chip and PIN standards are not set yet. We are advocates, as you mentioned, to getting to chip and PIN technology. We think that's a safer form, but we think also waiting. We think making the next step is important and getting to a place where we have guest payment devices in retailers that can read chips and cards are issued with chips so that we can begin to migrate away from magnetic strips is an important next step.
Okay, I understand that, it's my understanding that chip and PIN technology does not make online purchases more secure. In fact, the reports confirm that as Europe transitioned to chip and PIN cards, fraud losses from online transactions actually increased at a greater pace. As chip and PIN cards make in-store transactions more secure in the United States, how will you make online sales similarly secure, Mr. Mulligan?
I think that's an excellent question, Senator. And I think first we need to not let the perfect get in the way of the good. So making progress in stores makes a lot of sense, and installing chip and PIN technology there we think is important. As you said, the threat continues to evolve, and so there's a shared responsibility here, and continuing to have all parties that ensure payment transactions are processed appropriately here in the U.S. be participants in moving that forward to find solutions to the online transactions. We're part of the EMV Migration Forum, and that is a topic there where all interested parties in the payment space come together and discuss that so that we can find solutions to online. But your point is right on.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Kingston, you said that credit card information was scrapped. What about other information like birthdays and social security numbers? Did the hackers, were they able to get that information too?
Senator, our investigation, which is still ongoing, has shown no evidence that other personal information outside of cardholder information was scraped.
Mr. Roche, is it Roche or Roche? Roche. Right, that's what I thought. Could you please describe both the advantages and the disadvantages or shortcomings of chip and PIN technology, as well as any alternatives that may exist but are not currently being considered? As you know, chip and PIN technology itself is more than 20 years old. Are there more secure alternatives that we should be considering?
I think we would agree with the other panelists and yourselves that chip and PIN is definitely a step in the right direction. While it's not a panacea, it definitely adds three primary benefits to the ecosystem. One is it's more encryption. So the credit card information would stay encrypted longer, and it would make it much more difficult for the hackers to be able to obtain that information. So that's a big benefit of chip and PIN. The second is it makes it more difficult to duplicate the card. So if the information is stolen, sometimes with the regular mag stripe, it's easy enough to go and create another credit card. The fraudsters can create another credit card. Because the chip in these cards have a unique credential, they cannot be copied. So it reduces the risk of multiple cards being generated. And then I think third, with the PIN, that combines what we call two-factor authentication. When you have something you have and something you know, the card being something you have and the PIN something you know. So if someone was to actually steal your physical card, it would do no good unless they knew your PIN. So three primary advantages. It definitely raises the bar on security.
Okay, and I have a related question about the so-called mobile wallets. Although companies like Google are just starting to roll out these types of products, I have no doubt that this technology that allows you to pay by simply tapping your smartphone at a register will be widespread in just a few years. Could you describe the security features of these payment platforms and whether chip and PIN technology is compatible?
Yes, I think we agree with you that mobile payments are certainly going to be the future. It's still yet to determine exactly which of those different models that are out there will be the future. But I think it is important to note that when you use a mobile device, that's basically a new opportunity for the criminals to be able to attack. That broadens the attack surface. So there are a lot of good technologies that can lock down these devices and keep that information safe, and those things are in progress. Chip and PIN would not apply in that case. As you mentioned, it's really for card present when you have a swipe. But there are other ways using behavioral analysis to be able to fingerprint some of these devices and recognize a user that can add security in the mobile payments ecosystem.
Thank you. My time's up.
Thank you very much, Senator Hatch. Senator